my name is Tiffany from iheartart. I am also on the Faber-Castell Design Memory Craft team, and I wanted to show you how to make this really cool watercolor card. It's super easy. So many of you may have received a little multimedia kit that looks like this. It might have a Stamper's Big Brush marker, some Gelatos, a paintbrush, and a clear stamp. And you may be wondering, how do I use it? You may be excited to use it, but you may not know how. So I'm going to run you through the whole process on how to use these various mediums together to make this card. So we're going to be using 4 different colors of Gelatos, 2 different colors Stamper's Big Brush markers, some paintbrushes, some clear stamps from Hero Arts, including antique engravings and Made with Love. You're going to need a white card base or card front, some vellum, and some cardstock for your card base. And I'm just using some basil. In addition, I'll be using a mini mister and my score buddy. So the first thing we're going to do is stamp our butterflies using the Stamper's Big Brush marker in green, or in cobalt green, and you simply just brush the ink across the clear stamp real briskly, and you can see that it stays wet for quite some time, and then you just stamp it off. And this works on any cardstock. And I'm going to be doing this with many other butterflies. Good things about these markers is that they're made of India ink, so once they're dry, they are permanent. They're light fast, so they won't fade. And you can add other mediums on top of it. You can also get some generational stamping as well. So now that we're done, I'm going to show you how they clean off really easily, just using some normal stamp cleaner and a scrubber pad. And you can see that the ink wipes right off with very little staining. The markers also work with rubber stamps. You can also stamp on vellum. So we're going to take this Made with Love stamp, and I'm going to use a Post-it note just to cover up the section that I'm not going to be using on the stamp. Just a little trick I learned. And now we can take our Stamper's Big Brush marker in purple, and again just briskly run the broad end of the tip across the stamp, and then remove the Post-it and stamp right on the vellum. We're going to set that aside to dry, because once it's dry it is permanent. And we're going to go back to our card front. And now we're going to play with some Gelatos, and these are super fun. I like to create washes, so what I'm going to do is color some down on my palette. And you can use paper plate or a plastic palette or even a large stamp block to do this. So I'm going to color down the 4 different colors, and I'm using 3 shimmers and 1 from the blue-green set. And now I'm going to take my mini mister, and you can use any process. I'm just going to add a little water to create a wash. And since they're completely water soluble, they'll all blend really beautifully together. And I'm just going to splatter some across the page. So I'm just going to gently tap on my paintbrush to get some of that paint splatter. I'm also going to use some to color just sort of randomly on the butterflies to get a sort of gradient of color. And I'm going to continue this process with each of the colors, the pink, the turquoise, and the green, until I'm complete. So now that's done, and I'm going to adhere the vellum to my card base using some vellum adhesive. And I can see I have some overhang, so I'm going to cut some of that off. And now we're just going to finish the card base. Thanks for watching! You can find the materials I used in this video at various stores including Simon Says Stamp. Thanks again!